Alright guys, so I'm really excited for this one. Today we're going to be looking at Unadilla in the AMA Pro Motocross Championship DLC in MX vs ATV All Out. Now Unadilla is my all-time favorite track. If I could go to any race, anywhere, ever, it would be to go to Unadilla. I've never actually been there. I've been to Thunder Valley a couple times. I've been to several different supercross races, but never been to Unadilla. It's in New York, so haven't made it out there yet. Hopefully someday I can go because this is the track. This is my all-time favorite. I love it so much, so I'm really excited to check it out, see how they did, and go from there. So we'll probably do a few laps in free ride here and then jump over into a race and do first and third person like we had been doing and go from there. So let's jump into this and check out Unadilla. So I have been practicing a tiny bit, and from very early first impressions, they have done a fantastic job here. A bunch of different line choices, hit it a bit too fast. You don't need to preload really on anything. And here we go, baby. Gravity cavity, jumping in. We're sending this. Jumping out. Oh! Little video game luckiness there. Look at the ruts, man. So many lines. I mean, if you count the outside, 4 lines there. 4 lines. I love how it gets really narrow right here, too. And the track, I mean, the environment, yes. Just like we have been saying, the environment is done very, very, very well. Take the outside. Gonna let off. Otherwise, you kind of triple into this. But what was I saying? The overall roughness, I feel like, is really well done. It's I mean, it's not as rough as Millville. Whoa, weird bounce. Whoa, half rut. It's not as rough as Millville was, but I feel like it's probably rougher than any of the other nationals that we've been on. And then you throw in when it starts to, the terrain starts to break down. That's gonna change it a lot too. Here's Sky Shot. Now I let off a little bit, hopefully not too much, just right. Just right. It's really easy to overjump that. Super gnarly corner right here, and this uphill is insane. Really rough, really rutted, super ruddy. I love jumping back down here. Try and get into a rut. Oh yeah. Choppy back up the hill. And we are closing in on what would be a lap for us since we started at the start straight. Oh, I was gonna go middle and then I changed my mind. No preload. If you take the outside, sometimes if you take some of the insides, you have to do a little bit of a preload, but overall, man, it's just like all the rest of the tracks. You don't need to preload, really. Oh, it grabbed us. Yeah, the ruts feel more sticky. Yeah, definitely more sticky than they have been. Jumping down. We're sending this super hard. No preload, but I'm sending it. We survived. Oh, yeah. Oh. Coming into the narrow section. I mean, we've seen... I was going to say we've seen Reflex. Yes, we have seen Reflex. We've seen Unadilla. Ah, right over the top. We've seen Unadilla in other versions of games. We've seen it in Reflex with Red Rider. We've seen it... it's been a mod in, I don't know if it was a mod or if it's just in the game. We've seen it in MX Bikes. So we have seen it. I know Sim, I'm sure, has it. I'm 100% sure Sim has it, but I don't play Sim, so for me, I don't really count that. But we have seen it, you know? We have seen it, and it's been done really well, but I would say it's done just as good here. Just as good. Really, really, really good. I love the choppiness to the track. It's not overly rough. I might have not let off enough there. Oh, we're okay. It's choppy, and it has tons of ruts. Tons. Maybe it's got more than Loretta Lynn's, which I do love. Look at this. Insane. Full throttle there. Barely getting up the hill. But, I mean, it could always be rougher, of course. Let's take the inside. But, I mean, without being really annoying, and you gotta factor in the game's terrain deformation too. This track is gonna get rough, and it's not super hard, not super easy to hit the lines you want. If you're really trying to get into these ruts, you're really trying really hard, you have to slow down more. I mean, it's a video game, of course, but you got to play it a little bit less like a video game and think a little bit more realistic if you're really trying to hit the rut and look good doing it. I mean, yeah, it's a game, so you can slam into it, or you can hit it going 1,000 miles an hour, but sometimes these ruts are really sticky, so they can kind of, it'll fling you out, kind of. It'll like slingshot you out of it, you know what I mean? Yes, there's tons of line choice. I think if you put it in first person, you're really going to enjoy this track. So let's jump over into a race and check out Unadilla with all the bells and whistles. Alright, boys, it's race day. Okay, so we got a really bad start, but yeah, AI is very easy because that's what we've been doing. I just want to kind of check out the track in a race. That whole shot messed me up big time, I am not gonna lie. Hit the gravity cavity here. Ooh, nice. Scrub hard. Okay, we're taking the outside. Perfect. Take the inside. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. Oh no. Thank you, MX versus ATV hay bales. Oh yeah, man, if you want to enjoy the track, you have to put it in race. You have to. I mean, it's fun to go on a free ride because, I mean, you can just practice, I suppose, but as just experiencing it, way better with everything here. And it feels super authentic, very authentic. I mean, it's just as good as any of the other ones we've done, but for me, it's like it's a little bit better just because it's Unadilla and I'm biased. I am very biased to Unadilla. Oh yeah, gotta throw some freestyle in there. Yes. Hit this gnarly hill here. I kind of wish they would have done that a few other places too. You know what I mean? Made the pre-ruts that rough, that intense. I love the choppiness, I've already said it. But maybe, I don't know, it just would have been cool to do that. Or, you know, your rider gets dirty. Even if you don't do anything, it's just like a time thing. He just gets dirty. It would be cool if after like a certain amount of period of time went by, really deep ruts started forming on the faces of the jump. And I know that you can do that with the terrain deformation to some degree. And I know the AI flattens everything out. You don't get the ruts. I mean, right here, the AI takes the same path, so it flattens it out, right? But if you race online or if you're doing it by yourself, you don't get as much of that flat face. They just kind of eat up the face of the jump, but don't really rut it out. So I know the terrain deformation does that, but it would be really cool if after a while it just did it on its own. You know what I mean? Okay, so we should have done first person now, but kind of committed to finishing this lap. I love it. I love this track. We are off the track a bit. I don't know, I might do another hot lap video like I did with Washougal and Spring Creek from here. Just here, so like just one lap, one really good first person lap. Maybe try and match up a third person, or, you know, get a lap similar in third person. If you guys want, let me know in the comments if that's something you want to see. I don't know, I let off way too much. Shoot! Really hard to judge that, right? It's really hard to judge how fast you want to hit that. Riding that front tire out into that corner. Super rough here. We do have a better run at it. Got into a rut. We actually jumped over it this time. Taking the middle rut, kind of close to switching over into first person. Probably wait until we actually, well, I don't know. See, pushed out of that rut. You know what, we'll do it here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, I don't know, my first person camera resets every time. Sean, I believe you were asking how you do it. Use the left and right bumper and then use the D-pad and you can control how much you're moving up and down and zooming in and out. Bear with me, guys. I'm still learning first person. I'm trying to get better at it because I do love first person in this game. And it would be better if I could see. You know, if I could pull this camera back, but I don't feel like stopping and adjusting on the camera right now. Look at that. It's so much easier to get into these ruts. The inside, push this guy out of the way. Oh. Oh, we're good. To be honest with you, I feel like I'm probably faster. If I was really trying in first person, I feel like I might be a bit faster because I can hit the lines that I want better. It's so much easier to see what you're trying to hit. And you can do it more realistically. Oh, man. Yeah, it's just easier, I feel like. Whoa, that was close. Oh, please. Hit the gnarly hill. Pick a rut. Oh, yeah, that was good. We're getting a little camera shake there. Yeah, see, it just feels better. It feels better than it does in third person. I mean, I love third person, but for experiencing these nationals, this is amazing. And there you go. So, yes, this is Unadilla. For me, it is my favorite one so far, and a little bit of bias, yes, because Unadilla is my favorite track, but I feel like they did it justice. I feel like they did a really great job. Rainbow Studios, awesome job. I tip my hat to you guys. This was fantastic. Not to say that all the other ones aren't fantastic too, but it's like this is a little bit special for me. A little bit special. So, let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you've been to the race, actually, how you feel about it. I'm not saying it's perfect. For me, it feels just right, but I'm sure there's things that, if you've been in real life, you could nitpick a little bit more. So, be curious to read those comments. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.